So film photography has been on a lift lately. To me, it shows as YouTube videos. I've been bombarded by film photography related videos lately, but that just gets me all inspired about film photography. So today, I am here to tell you 5 reasons why you should start film photography. Now this one's pretty self-explanatory. If you don't want to be spending thousands of your hard-earned money on a camera like a Fujifilm camera that awesomely simulates film, you can just buy a film camera that gives you the film look, and that's about it. You don't have to go buy a Mamiya RB67 that costs like $1,500 right now. You can buy yourself a Canon 28 that is about $100. It looks awesome. It's a nice small camera, easy to carry on with you. Takes on 35mm film and you just get awesome shots with it. Now picking up a camera is pretty much like picking out a digital camera. You gotta know your specs, you gotta know what you are looking from that camera. Do you want tack sharp photos, or is it just as a hobby, you just want to take some photos? It doesn't matter if it's not that sharp or in focus, so you just buy a camera that you feel good about. Now don't buy a toy camera. I'm talking about AFG cameras that have a fixed aperture like f9 or something. Those are gonna be hard to handle. You're not gonna get great shots in the dark or in sunset even, so buy yourself a decent camera where you have the chance to change your aperture, maybe even use automatic mode just to, make it simple and easy for you. Now the Canon is a fixed lens camera. It has a 40mm lens on it, but you also have the options to choose a camera like the Nikon FG20 that I have right here. It has a changeable lens system. Right here is the 50mm f1.8. But I highly suggest going with the fixed lens cameras. These are pretty awesome, even though the Canon 28 is the low budget of the Canonets. The lens is still pretty sharp for a low budget Canon. Now the second thing after film look is, well, the film itself. You have a lot of different options to choose from. There's Kodak Gold, Kodak Portrait, lomography, different kind of lomography films. There's even Fujifilms if you want a Fuji look to your pictures. Now every time I change a film to the camera, no film here right now, I get the sense of excitement. I get actually pretty anxious. I can't wait to shoot that film and see what kind of pictures come out with that certain film. And that's mainly because you don't know what the pictures are gonna look like before you develop that film. And that's just one of the best parts about film photography. Now film itself in film photography is a money hole, but that leads to the third thing, that is slowing down and seeing the world maybe a little bit differently. Now when you're shooting 35mm film, you got the maximum of 36 shots, depending on the film of course. Some have 24, but the maximum is about 36 shots. That means that when you're looking around, you really think when you're gonna press the shutter. You're not machine gunning anything. But that doesn't mean that you shouldn't take the shot, because if you keep on waiting, you're never gonna spend that film. But still, just take a shot, because when that film has been developed, when you have that photo in your hand, it is a one-of-a-kind photo, at least for you, and it has a little bit of meaning more than other shots. Now the fourth thing is, it is a learning experience. You get ups, you get downs, you get good shots, you get bad shots, but the learning experience that I'm talking about is composition and lighting and stuff like that, because you are slowing down, you see different kind of compositions, you are checking out different kind of compositions constantly, and you are learning about them. You are learning about lighting at the same time, even though you have light meters, different kind of light meters, probably on your phone, in the in camera, you still kind of learn about lighting, about exposure and stuff like that. Film cameras are older than digital cameras. That means they are more restricted than digital cameras. For example, this camera right here, its maximum shutter speed is 600th of a second. It doesn't have an 8,000th of a second or 32,000th of a second shutter speed. It has 600th of a second shutter speed. Now what that means, like I said, it makes you learn about exposure, lighting, stuff like that. That also means you can't always shoot open wide with 2.8, 1.8. You have to have a narrower aperture, so you gotta think out of the box sometimes. And for the fifth thing, I'm just gonna take you to the kitchen. Now, what is the most exciting part about film photography is, well, the fifth thing, film development. I love film development. It is like a journey from the start to the finish, and it is the finish line when you have developed that film. It gives more meaning to your film photography when you're doing it from the start to the end. It just feels like that it's all done by yourself. It is just you, and there has been no hands in between. What I got here is my Pattison tank. That is a light sealed tank where I put the films. I put the films in this roll. I put the rolls into the Pattison tank. This is the thing that you pour all the liquids in. It keeps it light sealed like that when it clicks. And you get this little thing when you get a Pattison tank. You get to mix up those, you know, liquids and the film there. Actually, I got two of these. You get to develop two 35mm films in this one tank. Then I got my dark bag that is right here. You put your hands in, you got your stuff there, you roll the film onto the roll and you put it into the tank and you take it out. Then I got my liquids here. I got developer, I got Blix, and for the end I got stabilizer. That helps stabilize the film and it doesn't get water bubbles and stuff like that. That's about it. Of course, I got this little thing that costs about 20 bucks, but it's worth it. It is a 35mm film opener. Just like you can use actually a bottle opener. It is a little bit more trickier to use that than this, but it works. It's like brute force. And I got the wiper just to wipe all the excessive water from my film. This all is pretty simple. You get the liquids, like, you know, you can buy them from Cinestill and you just mix them up, put them in the bottles, and you can use them, I guess it was like 36 times. And you just pour, you mix, you do what the, you know, manual tells you to do, and then you pour the liquid back, put the Blix. After that, you do what the manual tells you. You just rinse it and then put some stabilizer, and that's it. And it takes about, well, last time I said 20 minutes, but I guess it's approximately about 30 to 45 minutes. So it doesn't even take that much of your time. All this stuff pays itself pretty quickly back. It doesn't even depend on where you actually develop your film, because it is quite expensive nowadays. This actually just cheapens it down. Like I said before in my videos, the local store that does film development takes about 20 bucks per roll. So this, let's say this costs about 200 bucks, this set, all of this. So that's like 10 rolls and it's paid itself back. And still I got like, what, 26 times that I can use this. After you bought all this, you don't actually need anything else, just then to buy the liquids once in a while. And even though film itself is a money hole too, I think it's just worth it. In the end, it's not that big of a money hole if you just shoot once in a while and not on a daily basis. For example, let's say family events and stuff like that. Now, film photography has taught me a whole lot more than I ever imagined. It has taught me situational awareness, and it has taught me patience, especially during street photography. Are you thinking about starting film photography? Do you do film photography? What's your favorite film? What's your favorite camera? Tell me, comment down below, I wanna know. I just wanna talk about film photography right now. I am gonna be moving back to Fujifilm stuff soon enough, but this is just a phase. No, it's not just a phase, but it's as this is a phase in my videos. I'm still gonna continue film photography, but I'm gonna just continue to talk about more Fujifilm stuff than film. So maybe do a film photo walk once in a while. That was kind of fun, even though it didn't get that much views, but still it is pretty fun. So that is why you should start film photography. Hell yeah, start film photography today, tomorrow. Buy yourself a cheap film camera, test it out. In the end, it's like you buy yourself a $50 to $100 camera, you buy yourself a $12 film, and you start shooting and you realize that this is actually pretty nice. Hope you liked the video. If you did, remember to like, subscribe, hit the bell icon, and I'll be seeing you on the next one. Whoa!